Hey guys, Pogasic29 here. Welcome to episode number 7 of Paintball Coding. In this episode, we are going to do some arena internals, because in the last video, we created these start and stop methods, which we didn't do anything with, and we have the add player method. So we need to work on some of the internals, like starting the arena, stopping the arena, and then, like adding the players and whatever. And then that will set us up to do listeners in the next episode. And we are coming fairly close. I'd say that we're probably more than half done with the plugin. Before we begin, I've recently been piloting the private lessons with a few other people. I've been testing out different meeting programs and seeing how it works, and it has been going great. So I am all set up for private lessons. You can send an email to pogasic29dev@gmail.com, and we can set up a time. I already do have a few customers, so if you need a referral, or if you need a referral, then I do have some people that I've done it with who have said that it's very helpful. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with this. The first thing that we're going to do is the add player method. Right now, all it does is put the player in a... it puts the player and the team with less players in the hash map, but it doesn't do anything else. So we need to do a few things. The first thing that we need to do inventory, and we also need to do the teleporting, or the inventory, saving data, and teleporting. Now, before we begin, I know right now I have a hash map of string and team for players, but we need to store more information than just the team. We also need to store their previous location and their previous inventory. So I figured rather than having 3 different hash maps, we're going to go ahead and make a new class called player data. So go ahead and make that player data class, and this will have a private string player, a private team, a private import team, a private player inventory and a private location lock. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, now what we need to do is we're going to go ahead and make our constructor, and this class can be instantiated. It's just a wrapper class that contains the data. So it will take a string player, a team, a player inventory inv, and a location lock. And then it's just this dot player equals player, this dot team equals team, this dot inv equals inv, and this dot lock equals lock. Then we just need our public string get player, I guess get player name, return player, public team, get team, return team, public player inventory get inventory, return inv, and a public location get location, return lock. So that is all we need to do. And finally, rather than have this be a hash map, we are just going to, first we're going to make an array list. It's going to be an array list of player data. players. And then it's going to be equal to a new array list player data. So go ahead and import everything. And then at the very bottom, we just need to make a small method, private player data, get data for player P. Or actually, yeah, so private player data, get data for player P. And then we can go ahead and say for player data PD players, if pd.get player name dot equals ignore case p.get name, return pd, otherwise return null. So this is just an easy method to get player data by giving it a player. So let's go ahead and fix a few of our methods. In the team, get team for player P, we're going to return, and it is get data P dot get team. And then in our add player, we're going to say players dot add new player data P dot get name get team with less players P dot get inventory and P dot get location. Good. Now in here we're going to say for string P players dot key set. So we're actually going to say for player data PD players, if PD dot get team equals team dot red. So this time we're iterating through all of the player data, and then if the team is red, then add red, also add blue, whatever. Then finally contains player. This is just easily, we can just say return get data P is not equal to null. So if it's not equal to null, then it will return true. If it is null, then it will return false. And it's that simple. So finally, first, let's go back to our add player. So first we're adding the player data to the array list. Now finally, let's go ahead and say players dot, P dot, and get inventory dot clear. Let me just do one thing. Okay. So P dot get inventory dot clear. So we want to clear the inventory, and P dot get inventory dot add item new item stack material dot snowball 20. So what this will do is it will add 20 snowballs to the player's inventory. Now I think that, I'm going to go ahead and make this 1, and what we're going to do is we are going to make it an infinite number of snowballs, because in the listener video we'll add a listener that when the player throws the snowball, it will launch a snowball, but they'll have unlimited. Now for those of you that don't want everyone to have unlimited snowballs, you can set this to a value, and when we do listeners you can ignore the one that makes it unlimited. So that is all. I think that's all we really need to do for this. Now you could add colored armor. I did make a video that tells you how to add colored armor. You could also just add wool, like I've seen a lot of games have, like they give it colored wool on their head. I guess we could just do that really quickly. So we could say p.get inventory dot set helmet new wool dye color dot. And let me just see, so there's red and blue. Okay, good. So then we can say dye color dot value of get data P dot get team dot toString. And then dot dot two item stack. Hang on a second. Import wool. New wool dot two item stack 1. So now what that is doing is we are creating a new wool, and we're giving it the color of the team. So like if their team is red, it will make it red wool. If their team is blue, it will make it blue. And then we're getting it as an item stack with 1. So you could do it with colored armor if you would rather, but we'll just go ahead and do it like that. And we will add tag API. Probably when we do listeners, we will add tag API support. So saving data, we don't need that. And then finally we can say p.teleport what was it? p.teleport get spawn p.teleport get spawn for player for get data p.get team. So finally we are teleporting them to their team spawn. And alright. So now when we add the player, what we're going to also, so the final thing that we're going to want to do is say if players.size is greater than or equal to okay, in this case I'm going to say 2 and then we say start. Now what we're doing here is we're saying that, so we're adding the player and we're doing everything with them. Then if the size of the player, so if there's 2 or more players essentially, then it will run the start method. And that's for the auto starting, which I know that a lot of you people want. So now we can go ahead and work on the start method. So in the start method, let's see how we're doing. Okay. So in the start method, let's go ahead and give it a countdown. So we will say bucket.getServer.getScheduler.schedule sync probably a delayed task. And it will need a plugin. So alright, one thing we're going to quickly add to the settings manager is a private plugin p, and then we're just going to say this.p equals p, and then a public plugin get plugin return p. I just need an easy way to get access to the plugin, so now we can just do settings manager .get instance .get plugin, and it will be a new runnable public void run. And actually, before we do this, do we have a message method now? So we're going to want to also have a private void msg string, or yeah, just string msg. And then we're going to go ahead and say for player data pd players player p equals bucket.getServer.getPlayer pd.getPlayerName, and then message manager.getInstance. I'll just go ahead and say info for p and msg. Okay. So first we're going to want to msg game starting in 30 seconds. And then we're going to schedule a delayed task, and this will go for 30 seconds. And what we're doing here is we're saying there's 20 ticks per second, so 30 seconds times 20 ticks per second is the number of ticks that we want. So you can change that 30 to be whatever you want. So now after that is done in our public void run, we are going to say, I think we want to say this dot, no, sorry. We want to say arena.this.started equals true. Alright, now what this is doing is, when we schedule this delayed task, it's inside of a runnable, and when we're creating a new runnable, we're creating what's called an, it's like a, it's an embedded class, I believe it's called, where basically, we could create it's like the same as if we were to create another separate class and had it implement runnable, and then we made the public void run that did this. It's like if we took all of this pretty much and put it in our own class, put it in a different class. But what we're doing is we have this in its own class. So if I call this, it's going to refer to the new runnable inner class, and the only thing inside of that is, you know, anything inherited from runnable and it looks like anything inherited from object. So what we're doing is by calling arena.this, we're calling arena. This is basically saying that we are still inside of the arena class, so we can call arena.this. If I were to go to another class and call arena.this.addPlayerP, you know, you would get an error because you can only call arena.this when you're inside of that arena class. And we're just setting started to be equal to true. And then we will say, good luck. So, alright, so the game started, and we're saying good luck. And that's really all that we need to do, because what we're going to do is, in all of the listeners, we are going to check if the player... we're going to check if the player's in a game, then we're going to check if the game has started, and if it has, then the listener is going to be applied. So that's really all that we need to do there. Now we can go ahead and make a stop method, and all we're going to do for now in that is we're going to say for player data pd players player p equals bucket.getServer.getPlayerPD.getPlayerName p.teleport to pd.getLocation. And before that, we're going to say p.getInventory.clear, and then we are going to say, I'll just keep this nice and neat, p.getInventory.addItem to pd.getInventory. .get contents. And finally, p.getInventory.set armor contents pd.getInventory.get armor contents. So all we're doing is when the game is over, we're going through every single player data. We're getting it as a player. We're putting their inventory back, and then we're teleporting them to their previous location. And I guess we could probably just do MSG. Actually, you need to put that outside of the for loop, or else it will send it a ton of times. So MSG, the game is over. And we'll probably want to say player winner. And then what we're going to say is MSG, and then we're going to say winner is not equal to null, question mark, winner.getName plus 1 the game, or, like with the colon, or the game was ended. Now what this is doing, and I think I may have explained this, is this is basically, instead of having two if statements, if winner is null, do this, otherwise do this, we're saying winner is not equal to null, question mark. So if the winner, so if true, if the winner is not null, then the message is going to be winner.getName won the game. If it is, then the message will be the game was ended. And then, so if the game was force stopped with our, force stop command, then that would be the problem. And we're going to do a.stop null, because if there's no winner, then we can assume that the game was force stopped, and then we say the game was ended. So I believe I think that's all we need to do for now. So that's all. I think that's all we need to do for now. In the next video, we will work on the listeners. If I left anything out that we need to do inside of the arena class, then I will then I will add it in a future video. But we should be good to go on the listeners. Let's go ahead and quickly check back our subcommand. So we still have left listeners, and the lobby signs are part of it. Lobby sign is a listener actually. So that's actually it's pretty quick one. So that's good. I guess I'll do stats. I mean, all it really is you just implement it into the listeners, where, like, you know, when a player gets out, you just get the settings manager and you set the data, whatever. I'll see about that. And then the scoreboard, I will do that because some people were having trouble with that. That'll probably just show, like, the number of kills, like the number of outs for each team, or the number of players that each team got out, something like that. And then finally, I will do a video where I get a bunch of subscribers to go on and test. So that is all for this video. You guys worked on the arena class to make it to add, like, the start and stop and add player methods, all of that stuff. So that is good. And one more thing I just noticed is it's actually going to be players.remove get data p, because before we were trying to remove the player, which isn't in there, but the player data is. So that's all for this video. You guys worked on some of the methods in the arena class. Next time we will do listeners. As always, subscribe if you want to see more. Comment with what you want to learn. If you liked this video, let me know by clicking the like button, and send an email to Constructor29dev if you want to take a private lesson. I will see you guys soon. Bye.